Yo, it's all about realness. Ain't no time to dim that light. We were made to shine, so let's go. Oh, I gotta let it shine. No more dimming what's divine. I was born to be this way. Ain't no mask, no role to play.
I want to welcome you back to the Blustrophecy. I'm your host, Truth J Blue, and this is where I share my philosophy on divine alignment and authentic living, helping you step into your resonance with your true essence, liberating you from illusions and guiding you into transformational and intentional living. In this episode, I will explore the sacred rhythm of becoming, where divine timing, energetic flow, and patient embodiment converge. Stick with me because today's episode is going to be shocking and inspiring. Now, before we get started, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button so that you don't miss any of the episodes when we publish them. Let's get into it. When I think of divine timing, I think of something beyond synchronicities, which synchronicities remind us of. But divine timing is the reason why we receive messages to act where there's a sense of urgency, where we don't understand why we're going somewhere or why something happened until hindsight often. So, divine timing to me is things that are set up in our lifeline to ensure that we meet the people that we're supposed to meet and that we have the experiences that we need to have to be able to teach the things that we will need to teach and to be able to have the connection that will need to have. It's really something outside of our control. I believe that there may be times where we may end up out of sync, but for the most part, I believe that things will happen to make sure that you're where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there, whether it's a red light, a car accident, or just simply the machines not acting right at the checkout counter. Whatever it is that tends to slow down, we have to begin to acknowledge these things as getting the timing back in order, of rearranging the time to make sure that we are where we're supposed to be when we're supposed to be there, so we don't get ahead of the divine providence that is available to us. See, there's a providential care available to us when we learn to trust and do and appreciate every experience and every moment and begin to view everything as something necessary for our benefit and to always expect something wonderful to happen because of it. Always be expecting that something wonderful can happen right now because I was slowed down in this moment. And because I was slowed down in this moment, now I have the opportunity to be able to move forward and do the things that I need to do. Where my energy is flowing today is flowing more naturally towards a reminder of the various things that we want to get done in our content creation program and how many things are going to need to be eliminated. So, one of the things that are going to need to be eliminated is recording a Blustrophecy episode every day. We are going to align the four shows that I want to do, it being the Blustrophecy, the Pathways to Purpose, and then I want to do the Bible study on Sunday, and I want to do a video for Inspire, Build, Motivate as we begin to reignite and build that back up. And so the natural flowing of my energy today has just been more towards aligning with the target audience, which of course the things that I share here are valuable to anybody who hears them. But I mean, the way that I shape it and who I'm called to specifically are young and emerging adults, most specifically males, ages 17 to 40, is really that group of individuals who I'm teaching this spiritual leadership to, this self mastery, so that they can step into their natural roles as leaders. Not that everybody's not leaders, but we really need to make sure that we don't begin to allow artificial intelligence to do our thinking for us, that we continue to think critically, continue to know who we are, what it is that we believe, why we believe it, and make sure that we have a ground to stand on instead of recklessly allowing our emotions or the whims and things to run our life, or when we don't know what to think or how to get information, that we trust AI to answer for us. Because what I've explored many times over the past year and a half, I've had to correct AI on hundreds of times now. I mean, it was dozens early off. It was like every day I would have to correct it. And it's just really now to the point where I just use AI to put together, like, take all of this and put it in a structure for me to follow. You gotta use AI for what is good for. It's good for assisting. So that means that if you need to do the thinking and the layouts first and give it what you want, to make sure that you get out something that reflects who you are and what it is that you're after. You can't trust it, because it oftentimes is incorrect, because it's pulling from a lot of sources. So I embody patience with my evolution by reminding myself continually that we're on a lifelong journey. The first step in this journey doesn't even initiate until August of 2025. So here I am, still way ahead of myself in making sure that I'm prepared to do what I'm called to do and ready to do, and initiating here in this stage where I'm getting more used to prioritizing making videos. Because even though in my head and in my speech and where I want it to be, I want to see doing these shows as a priority. And and sometimes there are times where it's like, dang, I just ain't ready to record, or what am I going to talk about? Or I'm like, currently, like, I'm not ready to answer these questions. Like, these questions are beyond what it is that I'm ready to answer. So I'm always being patient with myself, practicing knowing that time is going to pass and that things take time. And then the first goal is deadline is in 2027. So we're still got 2 years to the first deadline. We're a couple of months at this time ahead of the start date. And as we're putting it all together, I'm always reminding myself that this is new. I'm being trained, being taught, and experiencing new things while establishing new habits and being on the road and assisting my wife and attempting to develop multiple intricate parts of the plan. So the launch of the plan is coming. And so just being patient with myself, as I know it's not start time yet. Just make sure you put these pieces here. Make sure you develop this skill. Make sure that you become more consistent at this. And as I evolve, I embody patience through reminding myself that I have a plan and we're executing the plan to prep ourselves for the launch, for the first milestone in the plan. Because the overall goal, of course, is to launch the school and that charter school. And of course, I want a campus, 3 campuses, and then I want to be available online. However, this is a very costly task. It's the overhead for the completed project, just in rough estimates, is somewhere between 12 million and 15 million dollars per week. And it's not like that's it's not impossible. There's many companies, many businesses that um, produce this type of revenue, but there's not many education based companies currently that do. And that's because there's not education companies that are basing their curriculum off of critical thinking, emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and developing skills around your natural talents and passions. See, this is the type of school that will definitely transform the country wherever we are politically, and transform the world overall through the classes and through the courses in which we're about to start teaching in the two other podcasts that I plan on starting. The miracle unfolding within me that I might not see yet is one of pure kindness and acceptance of all life, and treating life as precious and seeing it that way. The reason why I say that as the answer here is because the last two times that I found a fly in my house, I actually got a candle, an empty candle, and got the fly and actually took it out on my back patio and let it out rather than smash it like I would normally do. As far as the miracle unfolding within me, I do see that compassion and for life and the acceptance of more of the non-duality state, and seeing consciousness even as extending into animals, insects, trees, plants, and seeing life in a more integral way, and the connection to the humanity organism attached to our necessity for life is all of these other organisms, and we begin to recognize nature as one functioning organism as well that we need and we should be kind to and appreciative of. The actions that I'm taking today to align with my future, today I've organized the days that I plan to do these shows. So the Blustrophecy is going to be on Thursday nights, and then we're going to put out a show on Friday, and then we're going to do the Sunday evenings, and then there's going to be another show placed in there somewhere. And I think that there will be two shows released around the same time on Friday since they're on different channels. But those things that I'm aligning with is to be able to free up the time that I'm going to need to be able to do the other things that we're incorporating with the reestablishing the programs to be able to help these underprivileged youth. So we're going to be able to step that back up. So first we have to get organized and get more of these things automated to be able to give me back some of my time. This tends to get difficult when I get too anxious about a task or a project. And the way that I reconcile the action with the stillness, I've mentioned this before, but I have 3 alarms for mindfulness throughout the day. And then I have 6 alarms for reading my affirmations throughout the day. And both of those things are times where I become still and on in focus. And that way, when I'm, because I'm always here working on a project, setting up a project, or doing something, those moments are how I reconcile my stillness with all of the action that I'm doing. Sometimes I'll get up and I'll pace back and forth and stretch and make sure that I'm taking action to go with the sitting still. So all there's many different things that I think about: my physical health, my mental health, and my spiritual health. And I try to keep all of these things in some type of balance where I'm giving each of them an adequate amount of reflection and awareness on a week by week basis. The energy that I'm bringing to my relationships today is that of reiteration and reincorporation of principal truths, and reminding those who I'm in connection with that these things that I share, the only reason that I'm able to do it is mostly through my experiences. Yes, I've had a lot of formal education, but I've had way more experiences with people and with life as I've traveled and experienced many different things, and always being analytical and very aware, so that not only for myself but for others, so that I'm able to tap in and understand the emotions, the signals that I get, the gut feelings, and I'm able to discern and use my intuition and be able to incorporate everything that I am, all of the energy that I bring in a loving, caring way, to act as a reminder and a leader and a provider, as all in one, always focusing my energy into how can I help you be reminded, strengthened, and encouraged through every single action that I take. And these things are vitally important to me, especially in my relationships with my wife, with my children, and with my friends and family. I'm always continually trying to remind them of who they are. You are a powerful, creative, spiritual being. You have more power than you're giving yourself credit for. And there is so many things that you bring as a benefit to the world. And I'm trying to help you to recognize them and to see them. And so I want you to know that in these days, when we talk about the various questions that one may need to ask when it comes to divine alignment and living authentically, that sometimes answering these questions, although they're difficult, they're always beneficial. And remember that it's okay to be strong, it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to be whatever the situation causes, because divine timing is always working for us, helping us to get back in alignment continually, with reminders, with urges, with physical things preventing us, whether it's technology or lights or traffic jams. All of these things are working in our favor to get us back in divine timing. And then we can allow our energy to naturally flow however we see fit from day to day, by recognizing when resistance begins to build, and that evolving takes time. So the only true option is to be patient. You can't rush time. Our great teacher, he told us that there's nothing you can do about tomorrow or anything in the natural. You just can focus on what you are doing now, because what you are doing now has full potential to become either a better future or a harmful future. And miracles are always unfolding within us. If we begin to discover things within us, we'll see more things unfolding as we begin to become more aware, journaling our insights and doing practices like asking ourselves these difficult questions. And remember that each day, if you are focused on where you're going and where you want to be, that your actions will begin to align with that future. And it will be no time before you start living the life that you actually want to live, because you can reconcile your being with your health, and reconcile your health with your thoughts, and you could be becoming more still while still remaining productive and about the actions that you plan to take. And always bring caring, nurturing, kindness to your relationships, because in this life we get out of things what we put into them, because karma is real, and what you pour into people is what you're going to get back, whether it be from them or from the universe in general. And as always, I want you to stay aligned, stay awakened, stay elevated, and keep raising those vibrations higher and higher through love, service, and gratitude. This is the Blustrophecy. I'm Blue, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.
Ain't no time to dim that light. We were made to shine, so let's go. Oh, I gotta let it shine.